Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we will be looking at the new cards for the... what is it? What is it? The Priest! Yes, that's what we're looking at. The new Grand Tournament cards for the Priest. I click here to filter out just the Grand Tournament cards, and then I go to crafting, and might as well include the Soulbound just to make sure we see them all. And now we have a nice list where we can go through each of these cards and see what they're all about. And give our commentary about how good or bad they are. Now the priest is all about healing, so no real surprise that the first card is a 1 mana spell to restore 5 health. Flash heal. Restores 5 health to anything, you both a minion and a hero. I don't think that you could really go wrong with this. Uh, Seems even a little overpowered. If they'd given me a 1 mana card that restores 4 health, I would be happy. To get 5 is just an abundance of bounty. Next card we have is a 1 mana spell called the Power Word Glory. Now they've had the Power Word series of cards before. It would be like Power Word Pain is one of them. I'm sure there's one that probably is called Wrath. Uh, I think that's probably sticking in with the Warcraft story more story stuff than anything to say Power Word instead of just saying Glory as the name of the card. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't know any of the story from Warcraft, and you really don't need it to play Hearthstone. It's a fine game by itself. This spell has the ability, though, to choose a minion. Whenever it attacks, you restore 4 health to your heroes. Okay, so I have a pretty smoking powerful priest deck right now, and I can already see how using these first 2 cards is only going to make it better. Uh, that is, again, a little overpowered. I would make this 3, but we're getting more than we could have ever wanted so far. They may be trying to make the priest a little bit more powerful so more people play it. Um, I don't know. Next one is the first card we don't have. It is a 2 mana spell called Confuse. Why isn't it called Power Word Confuse? I don't know. It swaps the attack and the health of all minions. Now there is a card that already does this, but I think it costs significantly more than 2 mana. So introducing this one might upset the balance a little bit. Now it is in the priest deck, and I imagine that will try to balance that out a little bit. Yeah, I could see how that would help me a little bit on my deck, but I'm not sure I'd really play it. It's a little too random because it is set upon what your opponent summons. You don't want your cards to work better or worse based on what the other player does. You want cards that consistently give you the outcome you know that you want. Next one we have is a spell called, it is a 2 mana spell called Convert, and again, no power. Puts a copy of an enemy minion into your hand. I haven't seen a card that does this before. There might be one, but I can't think of it if there is one. So for 2 mana you could copy whatever minion your opponent is summoned. Is that something that's really that helpful? Usually not, because that means your opponent has already got a creature out there who has been summoned. At best you could just match him. So this really wouldn't be a card I would keep in my hand, although if you did have it in your deck, it could probably provide some interesting outcomes. I wouldn't use it though. No, it's not worth it for what it does. Now we have our first creature. It is a 2 mana, 1 attack, 4 health creature called the Warm Rest Agent. It has a battle cry. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and taunt. Okay, for 2 mana, ignoring the battle cry, a 1 attack 4 health is a decent character. So I probably will use this card. Now, it is if you're holding a dragon. I'm not sure that there are enough dragon cards yet. Dragons were introduced in Blackrock Mountain concepts, and since Blackrock Mountain was a solo adventure, the the number of cards you got out of that was kind of small. So I don't think there really are enough dragons in the game of Hearthstone yet that should be a deck you try to build. But they're making progress towards that, definitely. Uh, Next one we have is the 3 mana creature with 3 attack and 3 health, Shadow Fiend. Whenever you draw a card, reduce its cost by 1. So, excellent card. Definitely something you would want to play. You summon this, ignoring its ability. A 3 mana, 3 attack, 3 health is a good card. It's not a great card, but it's a good card. And then when you have an ability on top of it, it becomes a great card, in my opinion. Uh, Reducing the cost of every card by 1 is great. It wouldn't really be something I'd be heavily emphasizing though, because in card games, you never want to draw more cards. If you have to draw more cards, that means your cards that you already have in your hand aren't powerful enough. And you don't want to run out of cards and lose. Now, Hearthstone in particular, it's kind of hard to lose by running out of cards, but it's still a possibility. Other games, if you run out of cards at all, you just immediately game over. Next one we have is the 4 mana, 3 attack, 5 health, Holy Champion. Whenever a character is healed, gain +2 attack. So, definitely something I would want. You could get this up to a 5 with 1 heal, but there is a 0 mana card in the priest deck that will heal all creatures. So imagine you had 6 creatures on your side, and your opponent had 6 creatures on their side. And then your opponent had 7, so that would be 13 creatures on the field, all damaged, and then you summon this and play this on your 4th turn. Now, how you would have 13 creatures on the field on the 4th turn is probably never going to happen, but let's say that happened. You summon this, you play the 0 mana card that heals everything. This thing would then be 26 plus 3, so 29 damage right there. Ignoring any other cards that you have. If you could double this, you're talking maybe 58. If you could double the attack once, if you can double it twice, you're talking 116 damage. So you could get that really high, really fast. Next card we have is the 4 mana, 5 attack, 4 health, Spawn of Shadows. It has an Inspire ability that deals 4 damage to each hero. So, ignoring the Inspire ability, which is the right way to do it, ignore the special ability first and just look at the card. And then see if the special ability adds or decreases values. I think this is a pretty good card by itself, because if it was a 4 mana, just 4 attack, 4 health, I'd say it's a good card. 5 attack alone makes it a great card. Now this Inspire ability, it is pretty neutral, because yes, it's a priest and you can always heal yourself more, well, you can almost always heal yourself back up. But to do 4 damage to yourself, just to do 4 damage to your opponent, is kind of unbalanced. But I'd play it. It's a great card. It's just a little weird. And then we are on to the last card, the 7 mana, 5 attack, 4 health, Confessor Paletress. So, let's see. What does the flavor text say? She sees into your past and makes you face your fears. Most common fear: getting Major Domo out of Sneed's old shredder. Okay, there's some in jokes. So Confessor Paletress here has an Inspire ability, so every time you use your hero ability to heal something by 2, it will summon a random legendary minion. Now, on cards that summon random legendary minions, it doesn't always feel like it is completely random. It feels like more often than not you're more weighted to getting one of the low mana count legendaries that aren't that good versus the high 20 mana count legendary that actually exists in this game and is very powerful. But for your 7th turn, for your 9th turn, to get a second legendary is pretty good. Because on your 9th turn, you could summon this and then heal something with your uh, he- hero ability. Summon a legendary. Then on your 10th turn, summon another legendary. And so on and so on and so on. You could have a deck pretty well full of legendaries pretty quick. So I would definitely play this. It is a little low on health and attack, but it's not too bad. And that's it for the priest cards. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you would, could you please follow and friend me on basically every social media site? I have a whole bunch of links down below. Let me know in the comments if there's some new service I should be on. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.